Hey everyone, Adam Tracy, and wanted to talk about the Canadian MSB setup just relating to crypto activities and baseline crypto activities. So we're talking about two things: custody and transfers. Forget about trading and an exchange. Let's just start with the basics that dovetail with a fiat transfer remittance platform, right? And you have three levels in Canada. One, you have FINTRAC, right, which is the MSB registration. And under the PCMFLTA, to engage in custodial operations and or facilitate the transfer of cryptocurrency, registration is required. And it's a digital asset MSB versus or virtual currency MSB versus your traditional payment related MSB, which same process, a little bit longer, a little more involved, but not terribly. So that's step one. Step two is provincial level, right? And unlike in the payment space, right, with fiat, where you don't have a level of governance or regulation, you do here. And it's based on this concept of crypto contract, which is kind of a bad way to describe it, but that's how they do. And so again, engaging in custody and or facilitating transfers of crypto requires a licensing at the provincial level, which in this case would be what's called a restricted license, restricted dealer license. And you sort of have this odd pick of different provinces. BC, Quebec are notoriously difficult, right? Whereas Manitoba and Alberta are easier. So that's obviously something to consider. And that can be done side by side, concomitant with the MSB registration, but it's an essential part. So lastly, the third part is the Bank of Canada. And there's something called the Retail Payments Act, which again gets triggered by custody and or the facilitation of crypto transfers. And that requires the MSB or the setup MSB to register with the Bank of Canada. And that tends to be actually the easiest of the three levels, right? It's more axiomatic based on your obtaining one of the two prior levels. But all told, to engage in what's basically very minimal crypto activity, which you typically would only provide for alongside a fiat payment rail or remittance platform, that's what it comes down to. And obviously there's overlap, a payment platform, but it is obviously a step that requires additional effort. There's more regulatory oversight because of the nature of crypto, or the perceived nature of crypto rather, and that's what's required. So you've got FINTRAC MSB, provincial restricted license, and Bank of Canada registration. So Madam Tracy, that is the Canadian baseline crypto MSB setup. If you have any questions, you always know where to find me. I'll talk to you next time. Cheers.